Greetings, everyone. I'm Bryon Smith, and welcome to Enlighten, Empower, Evolve. I hope everybody's doing well. Wait, I believe everybody's doing well. I have faith everybody's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited yet again because I have an amazing guest. I love talking to people from around the world, and today is no different. I have Crystal Tiehen. And before she tells you anything about her, I'm going to tell you a bit about her. So listen up. You don't want to miss any of this. So Crystal Tiehen is an intuitive wellness coach and founder and sustainer of Crystalline, Your Journey. The frequency of crystal clear alignment along your journey. She helps humans of all walks of life access emotional and spiritual freedom. She uses her energy and servitude for the simple purpose of showing unconscious energy that it can become conscious. She believes and embodies the most impactful way to evolve and balance and grow ourselves, our self-awareness. Balance and grow our self-awareness is through our subtle, energetic field of emotional and spiritual bodies. Wow, that's amazing. How are you doing today, Crystal?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you as well. I want to extend my sincerest gratitude because I'm a firm believer that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to choose to spend some of your time here with me, I just really appreciate it on this moment in time. And I'm totally present in you and all your amazing gifts, talents, and purposes. And let's just get right into it. Prior to this segment, this recording, you were speaking about your business, your company. What is the name of it again?
So the name of it is Crystalline, Your Journey.
Crystalline, Your Journey.
Yes.
Okay.
And
tell us about that.
It's Crystaline. So it's just one L. Crystalline, Your Journey.
Okay.
And this came to me intuitively.
Right.
When it came through to me through my intuition and just hit me like a ton of bricks, I thought to myself, and my immediate response was, well, how the hell am I going to get people to plug into Crystalline Your Journey? Like, it did not resonate.
Right.
But I have learned not to question and to just let things flow. Right. And even though there might have been resistance at first, I have been able to ground this into my world, my reality, and be able to vibrate it outwardly.
Right.
I'm a firm believer of our inner world creates our outer world.
Yes. Absolutely.
And when we are living through our soul perspective, it takes time. And what I consider time to be is psychological. That's right.
Right.
And there's also synchronistic and divine timing and things of that nature. But it has taken time for me to ground this. It has taken time for me to learn how to sustain balance in this world that is so chaotic, that is so emotionally charged.
Right.
So that's really, it really was an intuitive nudge. More than a nudge, it was a push. And I had no idea how I was going to do it.
Right. You know, what's amazing though is you are growing and that you can realize now that you don't have to have all the answers, and to relax and get out of your own way and listen to your own intuition. There's lots of names for that, and you know that. Your own voice, the universe, God within yourself, divine, just everything. And I resonate with what you're saying too, to keep your balance. That's work. That's everyday. That's an everyday process. And I found that for me. And I appreciate you sharing your perspectives and everything, because I do. Even I'm listening to everything, and I'm making mental notes, even as in regards to you saying time, mental. It is true. That is true. Even
Yeah.
when I say, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, time is psychological, meaning that we have to move through the labels, we have to move through the
Right,
past, we have to let go of the past and the future so that we can come back into the present.
right, right,
And
right, right.
it's easier said than done.
It is, and I've said this several times, and people have tuned into me and this platform, and my platform has heard me say this plenty of times, in regards to the present moment. One of my favorite books is Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. And I remember when I first read that book, I didn't understand it. I wasn't ready for it yet, but yet I read it. And it didn't make sense to me. I was like, what do you mean there's no past, there's no present, only in the mind? And then a couple of years later, that knowledge that soaked into my subconscious mind came to use, to fruition, and I got it. Now it's I when I read it again, it was like knowledge that I already knew, and it's just amazing. And I just read a quote today. I forgot who it was by. It might have been Eckhart Tolle, but I read a quote, and it's not a coincidence, and you know it, that you're saying that, because it did say time, not time, but there's no past, but only in your memory, or future only in your anticipation. All there is now. And that's why I made sure that I said that I'm totally focused on now. You, I'm not, my brain is not wandering off what I have to do next after I get off of here. If I even have that next moment, I don't know. You know,
We don't know.
I don't know. So I'm here, I'm present, I'm listening to everything that you're saying, and I'm visualizing every single thing that you're saying, and not thinking about anything else but being here and now. So, like you said, it can be challenging, especially if your mindset has not always been that way, and mine wasn't, for most of my life. So, it's taking a lot of cultivating and working and work to keep, like the old fashioned typewriter, that used to go to the side and you have to push it back. That's me right there. So yes,
It is.
so absolutely. I want to hear more about your.
Well, it's a practice. And
Right.
And I've been shown over and over and over that within grounding my own practice, I'm grounding my practice, meaning I am grounding the reason that I'm here,
Right.
what I want to show up as, what my soul wants me to show up as,
Right.
and how I can help others. And it's been a really interesting journey, because I'm someone who takes leaps of faith, and I've taken many, and
Right.
they haven't always turned out the way I thought they would.
Yes.
I haven't made millions of dollars yet.
Right. Right.
I have not, chosen to be completely free of, working in the workforce, if you will.
Right.
I have taken opportunities to do so, but I found that it did not balance me to have that much freedom.
Right.
And I think in the online world, we're so very, very influenced to find freedom through, being an entrepreneur, and, helping, coaching, self-development, teaching, whatever it may be. But
Right.
I think that a lot of us take a shortcut, and we don't really actually work on ourselves.
Right.
We just find a way to be able to help others so we don't have to work on ourselves.
Wow, that's an interesting perspective, and that's very amazing and ironic that you say that about the how you put it. I'm not sure. I don't want to try to quote you, but you basically said that you haven't found that freedom in getting outside of your day-to-day work yet. And what's interesting about that is I've heard the opposite so many times, that people have just walked off their jobs because it wasn't in alignment. I just spoke with a lady maybe about 2 weeks ago. Her and her husband sold everything, bought a mobile home, and they left their jobs and everything. So, I mean, I think in my perspective, it's everybody's unique and everybody has to connect with what they feel peace, because I'm like you. I still have my, I haven't got to that place economically yet where I can just walk away from I mean, I could do that, but I don't think that would be a wise thing for me to do. Plus, my day-to-day job, I actually learn a lot, and it's not a depressing job. I don't regret getting up and going to work every day. So, I mean, yes, I am aligning with being independent and working for myself, but at the same time, I'm okay. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Now, I'm still learning things, even at my job, about myself and about dealing with other people. So I'm not stagnant.
Yeah, and to clarify, it's not that I have actually left my career and
Right.
did what they call committed career suicide.
Right.
I did that about 4 years ago, and I left
Wow.
an industry. I was recruited to start up a freight brokerage. That's what I do in my day to day. Is I'm a freight broker. I have a skill set that's very valuable, that works with
With like
supply chain.
shipping and stuff.
Yeah, it works with supply chain
Yes.
and yeah, supply and demand, and
Right.
I'm actually very good at it. It comes pretty effortlessly to me.
Right.
But about 4 years ago, I was going through a lot of life situations. You know how Eckhart Tolle, talks about how life situations we have to separate it from our life.
Right.
And I was going through a lot of life situations, and I had just outgrown the path that I was on.
Right.
And intuitively, I was guided to leave my career and start basically running with this other company. And it was a self-development company. It was an online company, and they really showed me what is possible in being able to, be a presence online
Right.
and in a community and so on and so forth. And so I took a leap of faith and I left my career and I semi-retired and I traveled the world for about a year and a half. I was,
Wow.
I was co-facilitating workshops about energy work and about spiritual and, emotional bodies and everything that I'm doing now on
Right.
my own.
Right.
But again, I outgrew that. And over just in a sudden time frame, I outgrew it and I was no longer in alignment with it. And so I left that and went through a very, very, very deep healing. Like,
Right.
I thought I was healing myself by taking this leap of faith and, starting my entrepreneurial journey and being a part of this amazing spiritual community and all of these things.
Right.
But I realized that I was actually more lost of myself when I was no longer connected to any of that than I'd ever have been.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah. And what I realized is that I didn't, the people that I was with, the community that I was in, the path that I was going down, it wasn't, there wasn't, the space wasn't being held for me to go deep enough.
Right.
And
Right.
so I had to take another leap of faith and I had just left my career. I thought I really believed that I was going to be a part of this company and that I was going to be a part of its growth. And
Right.
all of a sudden, the universe is like, nope, sorry, completely turned it
Wow.
upside down. Mhm. And
Wow.
so I started my own journey.
Yeah,
Um, and the universe isolates us so that
exactly.
so that we can know who we are, because we are electromagnetic beings.
Right.
These emotional forces, and I'm not just talking about emotions from humans. I'm talking about the gravitational pull of the moon and everything else that affects our body and our hormones and our inner understanding.
Right.
All of that is part of what we need to learn to balance.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. I like how you know, thorough and intuitive you are. And it seems to me that you are very intuitive and you have learned uh to listen to the universe, to your inner self, your higher self, your inner voice. You have learned that. And because a lot of people would be afraid to take those twists and turns that you have, especially after they made one decision. Well, I'm going to stick with it. No, if it doesn't set right, if it doesn't feel in harmony, then you have to make another turn. And you're obviously not afraid to do that. And that's amazing. That's encouragement for even myself, because I've been in places plenty of times where I felt, well, I've already committed to this, so I might as well, and judge myself, and was hard on myself because I felt I did not, I no longer felt drawn to that certain path anymore. I
Whatever it may
felt
be.
embarrassed, and you can't be. You have to. And I can also resonate with very strongly with the universe isolates us. I mean, just to share just a little glimpse. I've had you know even people that were once close in my family no longer in my experience as of right now, as of the present moment. And a lot of it has to do with my way of thinking now. I'm not putting anyone down, but we're not in alignment, and um let me see, if I'm going to be careful how I say this, but they're they don't understand. Just put it that way. They don't understand. And so I oftentimes in my perspective, in my situation, they don't understand. So it, they're not able to emotionally deal with it in a positive way, put it that way. So
So it's very interesting how the way intuition works is
right,
it's not this like mystical, let me put it on a pedestal.
right,
If somebody is more intuitive than another person, then
right.
we need to idolize them, or we need to ask them, what do they know about the future? You know what I mean?
No,
Intuition, what intuition is it's just another way of processing information.
right,
That's what intuition is.
right.
Another way of processing information.
What I'm,
And
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
well, what I was going to say is that with intuition, when you're living intuitively, and
Right,
this is what I teach my clients is the practice and the commitment to the practice of living intuitively. You're going to receive information that you do not understand. And that's just how it works.
right,
Your mind is not going to understand it. If your mind does understand it, then it's usually not intuition.
right,
What is the jolt of intuition, the ping of intuition, is the truth that nobody can take away from you. It doesn't matter what anybody says.
right.
You know that to be true for you, because your truth is going to be different than somebody else's truth.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I get that. And what I to further elaborate on what I was saying is that I grew up in a very religious family. So anything that's remotely points to anything outside of the religious practice in a lot of my family members, they don't understand. So me even using terms like higher self or universe or, divine, this and that or whatever, they don't understand it because it's not labeled directly what they were told, or what we were told or how we were programmed. So anything outside of that is sort of frowned upon, and actually negative, labeling is attached to it. Like, what's wrong with you? You're going astray. What's wrong? You're doing, the devil or something like that. I'm like, no, not at all. And I try to really, you can't make anyone understand anything if they're not ready for it. But I even have gotten to the point where I'm like, look at what I'm doing. How is this? Do you feel the energy here? Does it have anything to do with any negative or evil or demonic entity? Everything is about peace and harmony and balance within myself. But you can't.
So I'm feeling a lot from this. And
Yes.
So this is how information flows and how I channel in people's energetic fields. And
Right.
I always ask permission because
Right.
the way that it comes through is somebody speaks to me, I feel the energy of it. So I can feel the signatures of it. I can feel the signatures within them. I can feel their doubts. I can feel their truths. I can feel their intentions and so on and so forth. And with you, there was a question that came through. And if you want me to, I can share this question with you because basically it's your energy saying,
Absolutely.
hey, will you
Absolutely.
ask this to me, please? Because it's going to open up more awareness for you. Because what's going on right now with you and your family, if I can share what I am perceiving.
You can.
Okay. Your alignment has to be crystal clear.
Right.
When your alignment is crystal clear,
right.
You don't have to convince anyone.
Right.
When your alignment is crystal clear, you vibrate a truth, and they choose to listen, to hold on, to sit in it, to be with themselves and figure it out, whatever it may be. But that's not your responsibility. What your responsibility is to continue to come back to self, continue to come back to self, continue to come back to self. So that when you do vibrate and communicate and emit your energy outwardly,
right.
you do not doubt yourself.
Right.
And need to convince them.
Right. And let me be really honest with you. You are absolutely right, because I'm going to see if I can articulate this the best way I can. But oftentimes I believe that because I've had such a connected, close ties with, these family members, right? I think oftentimes when they talk, I allow them to pull me into them, and then I am lowering my vibration in my conversation and everything, and it just, so I'm still trying to figure it out, and I'm still working, and I'm still trying to work.
It's so incredibly common, right. And it's all part of the process,
right?
And so so the question that came through when you were speaking about this was, which will bring you back to self, because that's really what this is all about. It's about bringing you back to self so that you can vibrate in alignment. Because when you vibrate in alignment, nobody's going to question you, because exactly. You don't need to be questioned. You don't exactly. Need to be validated.
Exactly.
So the question that came through was, why have you chosen this path?
Why have I? This is my interview now.
I know, right?
No. I'm glad it's going this way, but
that's why I asked permission.
No, do it. No. This is what I'm here for. To be honest with you, I've chosen this path because I've always had questions in my mind, inside of myself, that I never followed, it was always silenced, whether it's by family or the religion I'm following. And finally I got to a point where just the things that the thoughts, the circumstances and things in my life, my words and everything, I started to realize that I'm creating all of this. And so I wanted to create a lot better. So that's one of them. And then like I said before, the religion that I was a part of, it didn't resonate with me. And I had a lot of questions, and I was always shunned and silenced for wanting to ask, just, to me would be just a common question, hey, okay, why is this? And then I always felt the majority of my life disempowered, like the power belongs to this symbol or this man over here, and I'm just down here, and I no longer wanted to feel that way anymore. Like I had to go through a third party to talk, to the universe or God or whatever. It's like something's not right in that way, and something it never sat right with me. But even to this day, like I was just talking about, there's people, within my own family that still have that mindset. And I'm not judging or anything, but it's kind of hard. And I know even using the word hard, it's whatever you say it is, it's a bit confusing and challenging, even being in that same space with certain people, because they have such a strong influence over me, and we've had. And now that my mindset is a lot different now, it's just it's quite awkward, because they're not open to anything else other than what's in their box. And even when just to be cordial and hello, how are you doing, and I'm just check, it leads to them trying to impose those.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, I just called to ask how you're doing. Is everything okay? Well, remember back then you said and did. Oh, I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, I apologize. I'll talk to you another time.
So what I heard was you have self-love
Right.
intentions.
Right.
Self-love intentions can be felt on a subconscious level by people that you are familiar with.
Yes.
Okay. And so all it is energy and an exchange of energy.
Right.
Well, energy moves in patterns. Well, when we have a fear-based mentality and we're exchanging energy with somebody else that we've been influenced and developed through that fear-based mentality, as long as the fear-based mentality is moving right along like it always is, then we don't feel any rumble or anything. We just feel familiarity.
Right.
When we start having self-love intentions and we start feeling love for ourselves, that is not known how to be received by the one you are exchanging energy with.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
So the good news is that you are loving yourself and asking yourself, why have I chosen this path? Like when you do get triggered, because that's what's happening is you're getting triggered, and the triggers get louder and louder and louder and louder. The more that we choose to move beyond the limitations that create those triggers.
Right.
So asking yourself, why have I chosen this path? When you get triggered, is if you're open to the possibility, going to allow you to heal within those triggers.
Right, right. No, yes, and allowing, yes, that's exactly. Um, I resonate with that word a lot because for most of my life I was not allowing. I wanted to what I thought was um, I don't know, controlling, not in the flow at all, just living a narrative of what I thought was right, what was given to me, what the media told me, what my family, what tradition, what religion, what this, everything but my own, so
No,
yes.
you're doing it, man.
Yeah, it's amazing. So let's get back to your
Yeah.
amazing business. So
Yes. So, what do you want to know, or what do you want me to share?
okay, so you put together what what inspired you to you did share a bit about your journey, okay, but what really inspired you to put this together, and how how do you feel that it is enhanced the lives of other people thus far, and you? I don't want to just say other people. You just reminded me, it's not always just about other people. It is, but it's about ourselves first.
Absolutely. We have to find compassion for ourselves before we can give compassion, right?
Right, right.
Was it Wayne Dyer? I think he said, if you,
Wayne Dyer, yes.
yeah. If you squeeze an orange, what comes out of it, kind of
Right,
thing. And so we can only give what we have within.
right,
And this life is about giving. That's what this life is about. And if we believe that we're eternal and we believe that we're divine, then we have everything that we need, because we are ultimately who we are. And this life is about, becoming and realizing and remembering who we
right.
are.
Remembering who we are. Right.
Remembering who we are.
Yes.
And I suffered through a lot of toxicity and turmoil in my 20s. I was in a very abusive relationship for 10 years. And to the point to where it almost killed me. Literally. My ex-husband almost took my life. And it was very traumatizing, highly traumatizing. And it turned my world upside down. What was being seen on the outside was, a life situation that I let get out of hand because I didn't choose to listen to my intuition,
Right.
and listen to what was best for my well-being. And that's what was seen on the outside. What was going on within is that energetically, everything was turned upside down.
Right.
Before this all happened, before I had what I call my divine intervention, I never paid attention to my emotions. I didn't let myself feel anything. I walk through life as a chameleon. I live through other people's experiences. I didn't know any other way, because being a sensitive in this, being such a highly sensitive human in this world is incredibly challenging, because there is so much emotional charge. And when you look at it and label it as positive and negative, there's a lot more negative than there is positive.
Right.
In this world. And that's not to say that that is what exists. That is to say that that is what we choose to focus on. That's what we choose to give our attention to. Right. And as you were talking about with mindset, we do have to shift that. But mindset is only one part of it.
Okay.
We are a whole being. We are an energetic being. We have a mind, we have a spiritual body, we have a mental body, we
Right.
have an emotional body, we have an energetic body.
Right.
So we really have to be able to see what each of those need in order to heal, in order to grow, in order to move from that space of survival into thriving.
Right.
We can thrive as humans. We
Yes.
don't just need to survive.
Right. And just exist. Yes.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And whatever thriving means for you, right? Whatever thriving
Right.
means for this person that's choosing to watch this right now and tune into it.
Right.
Whatever thriving means for you. I always ask this question, always, always, always. What does it mean for your journey? Because there's nobody, not any intuitive, nobody that can tell you what something means to you. You're the one that gives it the meaning.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Wow. Amazing. Not to cut you off. I just wanted to elaborate on something, and
yeah, please.
how the way you explained it about how you're going through life, just like a chameleon adapting to. That sounds like me. That's why I closed my eyes while you were saying that, because that was me. Just trying to blend into every situation that I just happened to be in, and whether it was dysfunctional. I mean, I can look in hindsight, I can see it now, whether it's dysfunctional or whether it was toxic or whatever. You know, I
Yeah,
blended into that situation and became
yeah,
part of it.
yeah. I've been. It's been shared with me that I can be overly cheerful. That
Right.
I have this presence of being overly cheerful,
Right.
and I am just someone who doesn't how do I put this? Because I always have been, and it's just been enhanced as I have chosen this path.
Right.
But I've always been someone that can turn a situation into what I perceive as a better situation.
Wow. That's amazing. And you've
It
always known
is,
this.
but it also on the other side of the coin, so on the polarity of the spectrum,
Right.
um, I'm a Pisces, so it can be more of not looking at the reality of things
Right.
and not accepting the reality for what it is. And that only lasts for so long.
Yes.
You can only fabricate feelings for so long. And
Right.
it takes a lot more of forceful energy to do so. So, really learning what this all means for our journeys in the time and presence that we're in now, and where we can go from where we're at in the present moment, in the now. That's really the power that exists at energetic work, because you're working with your energy field in
Right.
the now.
Right.
Now, if the past energy comes in, then we work with that. If the future energy comes in, then we work with that. But we don't ever go grasping. We always let it come from within and let it be drawn, let it be attracted, let it be known that we can open up to it now.
Right. Wow.
And that's how we can heal trauma and all these other things that seem overwhelming or seem untouchable. I'm hearing this word very strongly, untouchable.
Right.
Things that seem untouchable, because unconscious energy is energy. There's unconscious energy and there's conscious energy.
Absolutely.
And I'm a firm believer that we are all here. We all exist. Energy exists so that it can learn about itself.
Absolutely.
So if you have
Oh, go ahead.
unconscious energy, then that's just an opportunity for it to become conscious.
Right. Right. And I listen to a person that I admire a lot talk about this very same thing. His name is Joseph Murphy. If you ever heard of him, and also Neville Goddard, he talks a lot about that too. So amazing. That's why, I get so excited just listening to people that I feel that I've drawn into my experience, just listening to some of the stuff that they're saying that I may not be familiar with, the way their perspective or terms or whatever they're saying, but a lot of it I do. And it's like a familiar conversation, and it's just like, I don't like to keep like reverting back, but I guess that's how I'm doing right now, comparing. But I know that a few years ago, I wouldn't have understood or even thought that I would be comfortable with just what I hear now and what I believe now and what I think now and how I feel now and everything. So it's just amazing.
It is. The journey is amazing. And
Right.
and when we can learn to enjoy it.
Right.
And there's always going to be pain.
Right.
But pain exists so that we know that we're not comfortable.
Right. Right.
And
there was another thing you said too, and it just explains so much. And I've looked into it a little here and there, but not on a really deep level. But like, even when you said, and I'm going to rewind back a little bit about like the moon and its energy and its pull and all that. Sometimes you could just, I don't know, you could just feel a certain way. And just to be reminded, there's a lot of things in the play that are affecting your energy. And sometimes I ask myself questions like, how come all of a sudden I feel like this, and you just never know what's going on, you never know. So
yeah. With our intuition, we learn that we can channel chaos.
Right. Yes. Wow. Amazing. Yes.
So if I answered your question, I mean, that's really what I got into it for, was because when I was open, when I was opened up to my emotions and my feelings, I had no idea how to function in life.
Right.
And it really took learning the world of energy to really be able to walk this world being more sensitive and being aware of my sensitivity.
Embracing it.
Yeah, embracing it.
Yes.
Which is very challenging, because
yes.
the stronger your awareness, the more information that you have to compute. And that can become very, very challenging. We can open up to awareness. We can open up to awareness, but what do we do with that awareness?
Wow. I've heard it put in a way, maybe it's similar to you. You tell me what you think, but you just reminded me something I heard, like the more conscious you become, the more responsibility you have.
Absolutely, because you have to become responsible for your own energetic field. I call it cultivating a healthy independence of your own energetic field.
Right. Wow. Yes. So yes. Wow. Thank you very much. So how can I have your websites and the links that you want me to add to this into the description. But while you're here, can you share some of those, and how can people find
absolutely you? Yeah, absolutely. So I have my Facebook business page. That's what I share my business with, in my intuitive coaching opportunities to work with me. And then my Instagram handle is Crystalline Your Journey. So just Crystalline 1L, Crystalline Your Journey. And then my website is www.crystallineyourjourney.com.
Yes.
So yes. And then there's 3 ways you can work with me, and they're all located on my website. But I have the single soul sessions, which is just one session where we'll clear your energy field, whatever you got going on in it. And it opens you up to the direction that you're looking for, that your soul is asking you to see. So if you're being eluded in any way, hit me up. I'll be able to help you out. And then, yeah, and then I do VIP days. That's 6 to 8 hours of a full intensive. We go very deep. We really talk to the ego is really what we do in those.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
The ego. Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The ego is, it's there to protect us from our feelings.
Right.
So we work with it. And most of the time I get people that have very stubborn egos, and that's okay, because I work with all walks of life. And then I do 3-month mentorships. So you work with me for 3 months and we go deep into all of the things about energy. I teach you about the language of frequency, which is something that has just intuitively been shown to me. So there's a lot of good things that can happen within that 3-month mentorship. But if you are looking for a shift in the life course that you're on, or you are, in a what you feel is an identity crisis or whatever it may be, I can help you out. But I do help you in a very unconventional and intuitive way. So it's just a different option.
Thank you very much, Crystal, for sharing.
Thank you.
And when you get me to a point, see, you don't know me, personally per se, but when you get me to a point where I'm all you're hearing me saying is, wow, and it's like my mind, it's a good thing, because my mind is processing information, whether it's familiar or unfamiliar, almost like the old school computers when you're feeding them that paper and it's going. So at that moment, I'm soaking in this information, and that's all I can say is wow, because it's like I'm just computing all this, and it's amazing. I love learning. I love learning from people and having even some of the same or similar information put in different perspectives. I just love it. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. I've been intuitively shown to call that assimilation,
right,
or assimilating. So it's assimilating information.
Right.
It's taking the information that is for you, for your soul, for your journey,
right,
and
exactly.
letting the rest flow through that doesn't serve you. And
right.
we can do this in an instant moment.
Right. And another important thing you said is, basically, to sum it up, everybody has their own truths. And I love listening to even other people's truths, just in how they interpret and how they came to, a little bit of how they came to get that truth. Even if it's not my saying, I'm open, I'm not closed off. It's not, oh, that's not my truth, so therefore I don't want to hear it, especially if it's still coming from a place, like you said, love and awareness. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but it's coming from someone's own soul. It's not something that they got from something else or someone else or some protocol or whatever. I don't want to put too many titles out there, but I love listening to people, share what's coming from their own intuition.
When people are just basically sharing the something that they've learned, but they haven't embodied it, I call it regurgitating.
There you go. See, you articulated that. There you go. You just gave it to me. I need to write that down right now. Yes, they haven't embodied things that they haven't embodied. That it's just what they think they should be doing, or as far as they think they've embodied it. But you can tell when someone embodies something, it's just something that they just, like you said, it's fear-based. I am attached to this because I'm afraid to venture out of what the confines of what this says that I can do, or I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes it starts off with being inspired by it. But
Right.
we as humans, if we're dependent upon the mind, and we don't open up to intuition and infinite intelligence, and
Right.
choosing to integrate, high frequency information,
Right.
we will become more influenced
Right.
than inspired. And when that happens, we will
There you
start
go.
regurgitating.
Right. There you go. Influenced then inspired. I like that. Wow. You just keep throwing out all kinds of golden nuggets to me. And I appreciate it. I
You're
appreciate it
so
very
very welcome. It's been
yes.
amazing connecting with you. I mean, you're right. We don't know each other from Adam. So
Yeah.
this has been pretty cool. I mean,
Yes.
I love jiving with people that,
Right.
choose a higher path and
Yes.
a path of growth. So
Yes.
it's like oxygen for me.
Yes, that's how it is for me. It's like you said, I talk about the mind a lot, but it's spiritual medicine for me to engage, you know, in a dialogue like this. This is like therapeutic to my soul. So
Well,
I love it.
it's been an absolute honor, and I'm very grateful for everything you're doing,
Thank
for
you.
this world as well.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm very grateful again um, for you being here and choosing to agree to be on this platform. I appreciate it very much, and sharing some of your insight, wisdom, and just experiences, and just thank you for doing that, because yes, oftentimes people don't have to do it. You don't have to, and you chose to do it, and it resonated with you, and I'm thankful that I offered something that does resonate with you, and that you feel comfortable to share with me and uh,
Well,
our audience.
yeah, and to be honest, I feel comfortable with myself. So
Right,
if I feel comfortable with myself, there's people that ask me to come on their podcasts and ask me to be
right,
interviewed and things like that. And sometimes it just doesn't feel aligned. I don't feel that it's something that's part of my journey. And
right.
so I don't do it. I turn them, I just very
Yeah,
lovingly um
decline,
yeah, decline, let go, whatever it may be.
opt out.
But the reason that I chose to do this is because I feel comfortable with myself in sharing what I have on your platform. So your says a lot for your platform.
Yes, thank you,
Mhm.
and thank you everyone for watching. Another amazing segment, never disappoints, and I want to send everyone energy. We're talking about energy right here, and of love and harmony and peace and just healthiness, and just I'm projecting it out, just in alignment. Whoever's aligned with that, you'll get it. So yes, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Luke. It
And
was
I
amazing.
always say that I'm a receiver. We're all our receivers. I'm a receiver, and that's why I have no hair, so the information can come in easily, no blockage.
Hey, whatever works.
I'm an
Whatever
antenna.
works.
The universe just zapping me, in here and here. So yes, thank you everyone. Here on Enlightened, Empowered. You know what? Before we go, one more thing. Do you have anything else you would like to share before we close? I always ask that, and I didn't.
Let me tune in. Your encouragement does not go unnoticed.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
All right, there it is. Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved. See you soon. Love and
Bye,
appreciation to
guys.
everybody.
See ya.
See ya.